Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fenway Park. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy with you tonight for Game 2 of the series in a very rainy area today, but the rain has left and we're ready for baseball tonight. Let's take a look at the visiting Baltimore Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Dodge. Brian Roberts leads it off. He's the shortstop with Jerry Hairston at second base, batting second. Larry Bigby in left. It is Jay Gibbons in right. Tony Batista at third base. B.J. Surhoff at first. Luis Matos in center. Jack Cust is the DH batting eighth. And batting ninth and catching, Brooke Fordyce.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. There'll be Bill Miller at third base tonight. Nomar Garciaparra the shortstop. Todd Walker at second and Kevin Millar at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Gabe Kapler. Doug Mirabelli doing the catching, and on the mound, Tim Wakefield. Wakefield 11 wins, 7 losses, a 4.14 ERA. He was a winner last time out against Tampa Bay. Went 8 1/3 in that game, allowing 7 hits and only 1 earned run. This year against Baltimore, 2-0, and in his career, 9-8.
Well, the umpiring crew, Ron Culpin behind the plate, Bruce Fremming at first base, Mike Winters at second, and Doug Eddings, the umpire, at third. .67 degrees here tonight at Fenway Park. And right now, not raining at the ballpark. We had some torrential downpours here late this afternoon, early this evening, but they have departed and we're ready for baseball as Brian Roberts swings at the first pitch. Todd Walker at second base throws him out for out number 1.
Let's take a look at tonight's game notes brought to you by your New England Toyota dealers. Wakefield against the Orioles this season, 2-0. He does have 1 save and a 3.38 ERA. 28 games over 500 for the Red Sox. The first time they've been that high since 1995. And the Orioles over the last 43 games, a 244 team average, averaging only 3.3 runs per game.
There's Jerry Hairston standing in on the right side, and he takes strike 1 from Wakefield. Where available, tonight's broadcast can be heard in Spanish by using the SAP function on your TV set.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Hairston swinging at the 0-1, and he's quickly in the hole. Nothing in 2. Jerry Hairston back in there tonight, hitting at .274, 2 homers, and 18 runs batted in. Since coming off the 60-day DL September 4th, this is only the 10th start for him, and he strikes out this time. First strikeout for Tim Wakefield, and there's 2 down. Well, Red Sox tradition meets high definition with tonight's game in HD. We're available on Comcast Digital Cable. So a ground out and a strikeout for Tim Wakefield. Here's Larry Bigby, the left fielder. Bigby putting together a fine season from an average perspective. And after that first pitch, he hits a .314 this season. Red Sox have won 2 straight games. The finale in the Cleveland series in Cleveland, and the first game of this series here last night. Red Sox able to win 7-5 last night, and Yun Kim came on to get the save for Jeff Suppan. Garciaparra at shortstop with a throw in plenty of time. In order to go the Orioles in the top of the first. They get nothing. Red Sox coming up from Fenway. Back at Fenway as we head to the bottom of the first inning, and Johnny Damon leads it off against Eric DeBose, the starting pitcher tonight for the Orioles, a left-hander. And the 1-0 in there for a strike, 1-1.
Eric DeBose called up for the second time this season back on July the 22nd. He has made a total of 7 starts since moving into the starting rotation. And in those starts has a record of 3-4. He actually pitched a very good game against the Red Sox here at Fenway. The second game of a doubleheader, went 6 innings in that game, allowing 4 hits and 1 run. And of course the Orioles won that game 4-2.
Damon takes strike 3 and knew it. And DeBose strikes out Damon to begin his outing tonight. Let's take a look at the rest of the Red Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Dodge. We have seen Johnny Damon, Nomar bat second at shortstop, Todd Walker at second base, Manny Ramirez in left, David Ortiz the DH with Millar at first base, Miller at third base, Gabe Kapler in right, and Doug Mirabelli bats ninth, doing the catching for Tim Wakefield, which he customarily has done this season. One down, and it brings up Garciaparra. On the ground and off the glove at third base. Batista finds its way into left. Nomar stumbles as he took a wide turn at first, but he will retreat to the bag at first base. Had some trouble with the footwork as he got around first, but he reaches with one down.
Actually, it looked like Nomar stumbled a couple of times. One time before getting to the first base bag, and then after crossing the first base bag. Batista has that ball kick off from the inside part of his glove, the finger side of the glove. There's one stumble by Nomar. There's the second one.
Charge Batista with an error that allows Garciaparra to get on.
That is the 20th error of the season for Tony Batista.
1 out, 1 on. Here's Todd Walker. Not hard, but foul down the first base line, down towards the tarp area.
Well, the Red Sox won their game, of course, yesterday. Seattle winning last night in their game against Anaheim. So the magic number now for the Red Sox is down to 4 because of the Red Sox win.
Inside to Walker that time. The Seattle Mariners at Anaheim again tonight. Garcia against Shields in that action. We'll look at where the standings are right now. Seattle 2.5 games back of the Red Sox as a result. Both, as you mentioned, the Red Sox and Seattle winning last night. And another situation tonight where the Seattle Mariners will be watching the Red Sox and may likely know the score by the time their game gets underway. The Red Sox tonight in search of their 93rd win of the year. That was the total that Grady Little had in his first season. But unable to get to the postseason last year with his 93 victories.
He has said many times that the 93 wins last year, even though they had 93, it felt like a losing season.
Fair ball down the line and left towards the corner. Garciaparra headed for third. Cubbage will stop him there on the double for Todd Walker.
Well, the Red Sox have made this adjustment in the lineup with Nomar going to the 2-hole and Todd Walker to the 3-hole, and Walker really has responded to hitting third. Takes the left-handed fastball, slaps it down that left field line all the way down to the corner, and the Red Sox have the second and third situation with only the 1 out. One reason Little likes this lineup, you can go, left, right, almost all the way down the line.
I wonder with the success rate that it's had here in the tail end of the season, whether he would carry that into the postseason.
Yeah, I think as long as guys keep hitting, I think he will.
Manny Ramirez at .324, 36 home runs and 102 RBIs. Batting with 2 in scoring position and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Manny in September hitting at .379. It was the second best average in the American League in September, only behind the Orioles' Larry Bigby, who has hit at .387 in the month of September so far. He's been red hot also. In the dirt, and Ramirez out ahead 2-0.
I think the best pitches, Don, for DuBose are his off-speed pitches. The curveball that he struck out Johnny Damon on and his changeup. It's a circle change. Has to spot his fastball.
They will now intentionally walk Manny Ramirez. Almost got away. Right behind him 2-0. First base is open, so they will just go ahead and put Ramirez on. Former manager Mike Hargrove making that decision.
27th intentional walk for Ramirez. He leads Carlos Delgado. Delgado has 23. Take a look at the Baltimore defense, brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers. Tony Batista at third, Brian Roberts the shortstop, Jerry Hairston at second, and B.J. Surhoff at first. Left to right, Larry Bigby, Luis Matos, and Jay Gibbons. Once again tonight, Brooke Fordyce doing the catching.
So the base is loaded, one out. Here's David Ortiz, the Red Sox DH. In his 28th home run last night, a monster blast to dead center field. 96 RBIs for Ortiz. And he takes ball one. The Bulls right now trying to find the strike zone.
Well, we got Jason Johnson last night early in the ball game till he got before he got time to settle in. Red Sox hoping to do the same thing tonight to DeBose.
The Red Sox coming up with 3 runs in that first inning last night. Ortiz sends it on the ground to Roberts, who can't handle it. In from third comes Garcia Parra, and the Red Sox lead it 1-0. Left side of that Orioles infield having trouble in this first inning.
Well, when you make mistakes against a Red Sox lineup, you're going to pay. Their offense is so good, you just can't give them extra outs. They've given them extra outs this inning. The error by Tony Batista on Garcia Parra, that would have been a double play, or I should say could have been a double play. Instead, they don't get anybody. And Hargrove already has his head tucked in behind his hands.
Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, out to talk to Eric DeBose. As the Red Sox have the bases loaded again with a run in here already in the bottom of the first inning. So 2 errors in this inning. They do give an RBI on that to David Ortiz. Company the error. And Ortiz now with his 97th RBI this season. Batista has an error, and Brian Roberts has an error. Millar in on the right side with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And a hopper to the shortstop, to second for 1, on to first. The double play to end the inning. But the Red Sox do get a run in the bottom of the first. We played 1. Boston on top 1-0. Second inning back at Fenway with the Red Sox on top 1-0. Tim Wakefield back out on the mound. He had a quick and easy first inning. A ground out, a strikeout, and a ground out. Disposed of the Orioles quite quickly. Jake Gibbons hitting it off here, and he's quickly down 0-2.
You know, Don, in the open, we talked a little bit about the value of Wakefield. Obviously, in the starting rotation is one of the top 3 pitches, but also the fact that in a playoff situation, here's a guy that could come and help out of the bullpen if needed.
Gibbons sends one into center field, and is aboard to begin things here in the second inning.
Well, fans, all year long, we've told you about the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund. Through the efforts of the Red Sox this year, H.P. Hood will donate almost $70,000 to children's hospitals all over New England.
That's an interesting point you bring up, and that you brought up in the open tonight.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, you know, pitching gets thin sometimes in a series, and of course we've seen it many times through Wakefield's career that between starts he'll come in and work out of the bullpen. I know it's something they like to stay away from, but in postseason play it's a different story.
Here's Tony Batista. Batista committing an error defensively in the bottom of the first inning that kind of get things started. Allowed Garcia Parra to get on, and Nomar coming around to score as the Red Sox lead it 1-0.
Scouting report on Tim Wakefield. Of course, the knuckleball the majority of the time. He'll also throw the curveball and the fastball, and Tim Wakefield an excellent fielder. And we've talked about that many times, and it's because the speed and velocity of his pitches are not great, so he has a chance to get himself in good fielding position. And of course, he's a former position player.
Batista sends one deep to left. This is going to grab the wall. And on the ricochet, Manny Ramirez quickly gunning it back into second base, and holding Batista to the long wall ball single. On to third goes Jay Gibbons.
Now, Tony Batista only 2 for his last 30, but he plants this one about 3/4 of the way up that left field wall. A high knuckleball stays above the belt, and Batista hits it pretty hard. That outfield's got to be soaking wet. Well, it really poured here at Fenway Park. I mean, really hard rain. And the grounds crew spent an awful long time trying to get that water off the outfield. Still see some standing puddles out there.
So runners at the corners, nobody out here in the second inning, and here's B.J. Surhoff popping it up right side. Millar camped underneath. Makes the catch for out number 1. Well, Red Sox tradition meets high definition with tonight's game in HD. We're available on Comcast Digital Cable.
Matos.
Well, the Orioles with runners at the corners, 1 down here in the second inning. And here's Luis Matos, the center fielder for the Orioles. Matos was chased from the game last night, ejected. And plate umpire Doug Eddings.
Yeah, he and Doug Eddings last night just did not see eye to eye on a few pitches. And finally, Luis Matos ejected from the ball game.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah,
That's the
just had some minor disagreements.
Matos hits it high and deep towards left center field. Back goes Johnny Damon. That ball is up and off the top. And is it gone? No call yet. Yes, it is. Doug Eddings, the third base umpire, took a long time to make it, but he's made it, and it is a 3-run home run.
Well, Luis Matos continues to play excellent baseball this season against the Red Sox. He has now hit in 8 straight games, homing in 2 straight games. This ball right off the top.
Designated hitter.
And right around that first row of the monster seats.
Jack.
Right there, you can see clearly a good call by the umpire. It did take him a long time to make that call. It's almost like they were looking at each other to make it. And finally, Doug Eddings, the third base umpire, did make the home run call. No argument by the Red Sox.
The second base umpire, Mike Winters, went out, but he did not make a call. He looked over his shoulder at Eddings at third, and Eddings did not make a call for a bit. And after they looked at each other, Eddings finally went up with a finger to indicate the home run. So it is the right call, and the Orioles now lead it 3-1. For Matos, it was his 13th home run of the season. Jack Cuss, the DH and number 8 hitter. In Wakefield, relinquishing his 23rd home run of the year, which is tops on the staff for home runs allowed this season. Cuss pops it up into shallow left field. Back goes Nomar, a few strides on the outfield grass, and he can't make the catch. Duck back, jumps off his glove. Ramirez backs it up, and Cuss stands at second base with 1 down.
You know, it seemed to me a ball that's hit that high, and when the shortstop has to backpedal, you would think the left fielder has time to call him off and make that catch. Now, it's certainly not that difficult to play, but when Nomar gets backpedaling like that, that's when you need a little bit of help from the outfield. The outfield just kind of gave up, thinking that he was going to make the play, and couldn't do it.
Nomar charged with an error. Parra charged with his 20th error of the season. And Cuss stands at second. Here's Brooke Fordyce. Connecticut native hitting at .279. 6 home runs and 29 runs batted in. There for a strike that time, and it's 1-1. Fordyce was 1 for 4 here last night with a run batted in. And in the month of September so far, he's hitting at .273. He's played the majority of the games behind the plate this season for the Orioles. As he pops this up, Belly discards the mask, comes down and makes the catch in front of the plate and towards the first base side for out number 2.
When catches go out on pop-ups like that, they try to get their back to the infield because that ball's going to come back toward the infield. Mirabelli holding on to the mask till the very last moment, then getting rid of it so he doesn't trip on it.
Two down, back up to the top of the order for Brian Roberts. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Roberts has hit safely in 9 of his last 11 games. Missed a couple games earlier to begin the month of September with a right ankle sprain, but he has been back in there ever since. He did that against the Red Sox actually during batting practice when the Red Sox were in Baltimore.
I believe, Don, this is the first game we've seen him play shortstop against the Red Sox. It's been second base. Davy Cruz not in the lineup tonight.
I'm surprised there's not more injuries during batting practice with all the balls flying around. That's in there for strike 3. Second strikeout for Tim Wakefield, but a 3-run home run for Luis Matos has the Orioles on top 3-1. Back at Fenway as we head to the last half of the 3rd inning. Garciaparra, Walker, and Ramirez to face Eric DuBose. Red Sox trailing by 2 runs here into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Omar lines it down the left field line. That will head into the corner. Larry Bigby over to dig it out. And Garciaparra stands at second base with a leadoff double.
Sounded like it was toward the end of the bat for Garciaparra. I believe it was a changeup. Off-speed pitch that stayed upstairs, and Nomar gets out in front but is able to hook it down in that corner to the 310. And Garciaparra, who had been 0 for his last 11 right there, will take a base hit. Certainly any way he can get it. Gets the bonus, gets the double out of it.
Nomar at second. Here's Todd Walker, who doubled his first time up. And he takes strike 1 from DuBose. Todd Walker hitting at .357 in September. 79 RBIs on the season. Another guy with a career high. Walker's highest RBI total of his career. Also had one of the longest hitting streaks for the Red Sox this season. Had a career best 20-game hitting streak from May 10th through June 5th, during which he hit .360. Ahead of the count now, 2-1. In the air to center field. Matos heading back. This will take him to the dirt of the track as he makes the catch. It'll be plenty deep enough for Garciaparra to tag and move on to third. And 1 out in the inning. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Lincoln Mercury, by LoJack, by Aflac, by Citizens Bank, and by Jeep. And Todd Walker giving it a ride.
Yeah, and getting congratulations from his teammates. You could see by that swing that Walker was certainly trying to pull the ball. Didn't really pull it, but hit it deep enough to center field to get Nomar to third base.
And he was intentionally walked his first time up back in the first inning. Garciaparra just 90 feet away with 1 out of the inning. And he pops it up. That'll get back into the seats. Ramirez leading the American League with a .426 on base percentage. Doesn't chase, and it's 1-2 now. Ramirez began the day 3 points behind Bill Miller, second in batting average. He's tied for 5th in home runs with Alfonso Soriano, who also has 36. To third base, Batista coming home with it, and Garciaparra is out at the plate.
A little bit of a surprise. The Red Sox playing contact. They're down by 2 runs this early in the ball game. The ground ball right to third base. Tony Batista, who's backing up, really gets rid of the ball quickly right over the left shoulder of Nomar, and Brooke Fordyce supplies the tag. Nomar running inside that line, but a good throw by Batista gets it over his head, and in plenty of time for Fordyce to get that tag on Garciaparra. We don't generally see him play contact down by a couple of runs this early in the game.
And he at first base with 2 down. Here's David Ortiz, who reached on an error committed by the shortstop Brian Robertson in the first inning. Ortiz got credit for an RBI. And his 97th RBI of the season.
See DeBose, he's got a good curveball, and he throws it from different angles, over the top. And then we saw him drop down to the side with one against Johnny Damon back in the second inning to strike him out.
The 7-year-old left-hander from Bradenton, Florida.
Vitale's from Bradenton, Florida, too, right?
Where he lives?
I think he lives in Bradenton, yeah.
So I see him. We go down to Tampa Bay when we first see him over the weekend at Tropicana Field. I don't think he's missed a series yet this season. The Pittsburgh Pirates train in Bradenton also. I see him there in spring training or in Sarasota. It'll be long before we're back in Bradenton and Sarasota very soon.
Don, come on. Jeez.
Right around the corner, Jerry.
You sound like my ex-partner, Bob Kurtz.
Ready to go. Did Bob go right from the last game right down to Fort Myers?
They take 2 days off.
I'm ready to go. Of course, you got to win it all first. Then I'm ready to go. The 1-2 chopped outside of first and foul. Outfield for the Orioles straight away. They're pretty deep on David Ortiz. Well aware of the power that Ortiz possesses. Now this time he strikes out DeBose with his 3rd strikeout of the game. And the Red Sox don't score in the 3rd. We've played 3. Baltimore on top 3-1. Bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox trailing by 2, down 3-1 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. DeBose has been ahead a lot of the Red Sox hitters tonight. He falls behind Millard 2-0. First pitch strikes tonight for DeBose, 12 of 14 coming into this inning, but falls behind Millard, sends one foul down the 3rd base line.
Red Sox on the season, Don, 3 games below 500 against left-handed starters, 24 and 27 against left-handed starters this season, 68 and 37 against right-handers.
Popped up back at first base. B.J. Surhoff, long way to go, and he's able to make the catch. Nice acrobatic play from B.J. Surhoff. With his back to the plate, he takes care of out number 1. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by KFC and their new everyday $4 meals. Great meals, great prices at KFC. It's an everyday deal. By B.J. Surhoff.
Sure was. You know, that's a ball that you hope your second baseman can get to and call you off, but Hairston couldn't get there, so it was B.J. Surhoff with the over-the-shoulder catch. The thing about that is you're running back and you know the ball's behind you, plus you're bouncing up and down. Your eyes are moving all over the place, and I think a lot of times you're just lucky the ball drops in your glove.
Bill Miller lined out to second base his first time up. Sends one off to our left. Started the night hitting at 327, still hitting at 327 in his second at bat tonight.
Hey, share the love over there. Share the love.
Well, he waves at that pitch. Fold, and he strikes out 4th strikeout for Eric DuBose tonight. 2 down here in the 4th inning. It's time now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question. Question tonight: who was the last Red Sox player with consecutive seasons of 30 or more stolen bases? Chris Speaker, 1912, 1914. And of course, Johnny Damon on the verge of being able to do that, as Damon begins tonight with 29 thefts on the season. 2 down here in the 4th. Gabe Kapler grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Eric DuBose has held the Red Sox to 1 run on just 2 hits so far tonight. 2 hits belonging to Nomar Garciaparra, who doubled, and Todd Walker, who doubled.
DuBose is coming off a good outing against the Yankees. He picked up a win against New York last time out, 6 2/3, gave up 3 earned runs, and the Orioles won that game 5-3.
DuBose missing all of 2001 with the surgery. He had arm surgery. That set him back on his career path. Missing all of 2001, came back in 2002. And appeared in 41 games in Double-A, 1 in Triple-A, and then 4 with the Orioles before the end of last year. To right field, Jake Gibbons moving in. And he'll make the catch to retire Kapler and order go the Red Sox. The 4th inning was brought to you by KFC's new $4 meals. Real meals, real value. Orioles on top 3-1. Back at Fenway Park as we head to the last half of the 5th inning with the Orioles on top 3-1. And we have another Sam Adams contest winner here, as we did earlier. Walter Levy was our first, and Todd Bloniarz is our second. So Todd, take it away.
Thank you very much, John. We are ready to go here in the last half of the 5th inning. Eric DuBose getting ready to start his 5th inning of work and looking for his 2nd win of the season against the Red Sox. He's thrown 60 pitches through 4 innings. 40 for strikes, and Doug Mirabelli will lead it off against the crafty left-hander. And the first pitch is a strike. 0-1. Are there any other kind of left-handers, Jerry? I think they're all crafty, right?
Well, there's some that are overpowering, but he is certainly crafty tonight, doing a good job mixing up his pitches, his curveball, his changeup, and his fastball.
The 0-1 misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mirabelli, who walked in the 2nd inning.
I wouldn't call Randy Johnson crafty. I'd call him a little bit overpowering.
Yeah, you're right. I'll give you that one. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A little off-speed pitch, and Mirabelli swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tim Wakefield's personal catcher, Doug Mirabelli, who, although he's known to be so good against left-handed hitters, this year he's hitting an identical .255 against lefties and righties. Which is kind of interesting, because in past years there's usually a discrepancy between the averages. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Doug. Tim Wakefield enjoying a little snack between innings. Pitch misses away, and the count runs full to Mirabelli. What'd you think Wakefield snacking on there, Jerry?
I don't know. You know, I've seen a lot of that recently. And what is that, like maybe applesauce or something? Or hard to tell. I know it wouldn't be ice cream between innings.
Payoff pitch to Mirabelli, and that one misses high, ball 4. So Doug Mirabelli starts off. It's a 2nd walk of the ball game, and the 3rd walk given up by DuBose.
Well, Johnny Damon's had some trouble tonight with DuBose. He struck out twice, once on the changeup, I believe. The next time was on the curveball.
Damon has struggled tonight against the left-hander. Called out on strikes the first time up, struck out swinging his next time up. He'll take a ball outside. Of course, Johnny Damon stole his 29th base last night, which makes him just 1 stolen base away from becoming the 3rd Red Sox to reach 30 steals in consecutive seasons. That pitch misses away. 2-0. I believe, Jerry, your first season with the Red Sox in '78, you had 30 steals.
Yeah, that was it. And then the next year I hurt my knee, and those numbers drastically changed after that.
That was so heartbreaking, too. I mean, you were really a catalyst for those teams in the late 70s, and after that knee injury, well, I'm sure you know how tough it was. Pitch is a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Johnny Damon, Red Sox leadoff hitter. Damon hit his 100th career home run on September 8th against the Orioles' Rodrigo Lopez at Camden Yards. And the 2-1 misses away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Johnny Damon, who has turned it on since the All-Star break, hitting .297 since the break. After struggling a bit in the first half, and the 3-1 pitch, and that one misses away, and all of a sudden Dubose is getting wild. Back-to-back walks to Mirabelli and Damon. And do I smell a rally here?
First time tonight that he's had a couple of walks. He had an intentional walk back in the first inning against Manny Ramirez, but to this point his control has been outstanding. But now walking the first 2 guys, and the Red Sox have a great opportunity here.
Heart of the order up. See the Orioles pitching coach out there talking to Dubose, trying to settle him down. Of course, Dubose earlier this year, he only has 3 wins on the season. One of them was against the Red Sox. Actually pitched back in that doubleheader back in August and got a win against the Sox. So he's had some success against them, and through the first 4 innings, kept them in check. Sox with just 2 hits still up to this date in the ball game. And now the Red Sox heart of the order coming up as number 2 hitter Nomar Garcia-Parra up at the plate. 1 for 2 with his 37th double of the year, his last time up. And he scored in the first after reaching on an error by the third baseman Tony Batista. Mirabelli at second, Damon at first, nobody out. And Nomar squaring to bunt. Jerry, I just saw you do a double take on that.
Well, I think that may be something he might have been just doing on his own. Maybe try to pull in Batista a little bit at third base.
And the 1-0 to Nomar. And again, Dubose taking a little something off that, and looked like Nomar was out in front of it. 1-1.
Now, once again, a good pitch. You know, in the fastball count, he goes to the changeup and has Nomar a bit off balance.
And the 1-1 misses inside, 2-1. Of course, you were talking, I think, last inning with Don about the fact that both these teams, Red Sox and the Oakland A's, both play so well at home. We're talking about a potential playoff matchup in the first round. Nomar, career batting average of .362 at Oakland. So I guess that's one park he wouldn't mind going to, despite the fact the A's have had such dominance this year. And there's a grounder to short. Roberts goes to Hairston for 1 over to first, not in time. So Damon is erased 6-4, but Nomar reaches on the fielder's choice, and runners are at the corners with 1 out.
Now, 2 reasons they can't make this double play. Number 1, the speed of Garcia-Parra going down the line, and number 2, Johnny Damon going hard into second base, really causing Hairston to leave his feet and then make the throw. Once you do that, you can't get a lot on the throw. Pretty good job at first base, though, by B.J. Surhoff to block the ball and keep that runner Mirabelli at third base. So he comes right off that bag down to his knees to make sure the ball doesn't get by him.
Of course, Hairston hasn't had a lot of practice with that throw either. He's missed a big chunk of time this season with a foot injury. Here's Todd Walker, and my namesake takes the ball outside.
Oh, nice. That was nice.
That
I like
was
that. Yeah.
Last year when the Rockies came into town, they had 3 Todds in the lineup, which just blew me away. In fact, they batted in consecutive order. I think that's got to be a first in Major League Baseball. The 1-0. And that one again misses away. 2 balls and no strikes to Walker, and Dubose is consistently falling behind hitters here in the last of the 5th inning. Mirabelli at third, Nomar at first. Tying runs aboard. And Walker hits a fly ball to left field. Bigby racing into the corner, has it, makes the catch. Here comes Mirabelli tagging from third. The throw home is not in time. Mirabelli sneaks in under the tag of Brooke Fordyce. And the Red Sox cut the Orioles lead to 3-2.
Well, again, that situational hitting for the Red Sox. So lefty versus lefty. Walker against the left-handed pitcher. Gets the ball deep enough in left field to get the run home. This is a heck of a play, though, by Bigby. I didn't think they're going to have any chance at all against Mirabelli. Here's the throw all the way from that left field corner. One hop to Fordyce. Boy, tough to tell. It looked like the tag was on the elbow of Mirabelli. Did his foot get on the bag for us? Apparently it did.
Yeah, Mirabelli looks like his foot snuck in there ahead of the tag attempt by Fordyce. 80th run batted in on the season for Todd Walker. I believe that's the 8th player in the Red Sox batting order with 80 runs batted in this year. Talk about a potent lineup. This team is just setting so many offensive records, Jerry.
I'll tell you another thing. The guys that come in and do these games are well prepared.
So are the stat guys, evidently. Look at this.
Well, you speak, they throw it up there, but you had that information first. You certainly know more than we know, that's for sure.
Well, you try to do your homework up here. Manny at the plate, 0 for 1 with a walk. And in the count 1-0, Nomar going for second, and Fordyce isn't even going to throw down, and Nomar gets the stolen base, putting him into scoring position with 2 away.
A lot of times, Todd, what base runners will do on that very first move, as soon as they see the leg kick up, they'll just take off and go. If they throw to first, so what? And Nomar got a great jump that time on DuBose to get into scoring position, his 19th steal of the season.
1-1 to Manny Ramirez. DuBose's pitch, and that curveball broke right almost into Manny's shoulder. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I don't think they're going to pitch to Manny here. I think with the count 2-1, they're going to put him on first base with the first base open. It'll be the second intentional walk of the night.
Is that an automatic when they get to 2 balls? No, Manny, they just decide they're going to throw the other 2 intentionally out of the strike zone?
Well, especially with his ex-manager, Mike Hargrove. He saw him hit plenty over in...
Numbers by Ortiz this year, 6 for 11 with 11 runs batted in following an intentional walk to Ramirez. See if he can continue those numbers here and possibly tie the game or put the Red Sox ahead. DuBose is set. There's his first pitch to Ortiz, and that one catches the inner part of the plate.
That time he dropped down to the side with a fastball. We've seen him do that earlier with the breaking ball. And that time he did it with the fastball.
And that one caught the outer part of the plate. And Ortiz is quickly behind, 0-2.
Yeah, Ortiz felt that pitch was way high, and that's why the conversation with Ron Culpa, the home plate umpire. That was a changeup. That's not exactly where DuBose wanted this pitch.
Is there any culpability with the calls from the home plate umpire tonight, Jerry?
That's pretty good with Culpa. Yeah, that's 2 good ones.
0-2 to David Ortiz. And he just got a piece of that and fouled it back.
You know, I guess that last strike call would go under the definition of the high strike that they call occasionally now.
Isn't that a Questec strike, or are those boys still operating?
Actually, yeah, that might be a Questec, yeah.
Garcia-Parra leading away from second, and Ramirez from first. DuBose ready with the 0-2 pitch to Ortiz, and he gets him swinging to end the inning. Much too soon, in my opinion.
Todd, nice job. Outstanding.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. That's the end of the inning. 3-2 Orioles.
Back at Fenway, 3-2. The Orioles have the lead through 7 innings. We'll stay tuned after the game for extra interviews, extra highlights, and extra analysis on W.B. Mason's Extra Innings. Bill Miller will be a guest tonight on Extra Innings. And if the Red Sox make the playoffs, turn back to New England's postgame show on NESN for our special postseason edition. I'll be doing some work in the postseason on the postgame show along with NESN, and also some work for WBZ4, and also some work for the RemyReport.com.
We will be busy in the postseason.
Yeah.
Scott Sauerbeck comes on for Tim Wakefield.
24th appearance for Sauerbeck. His record stands at 0-1. His last work was Saturday in Cleveland when he went 2/3 of an inning, allowing a hit and a couple of earned runs. He walked 2 in that ball game.
Wakefield tonight going 7 innings, giving up 7 hits, 3 earned runs. He did not walk anybody. And he struck out 4, did allow a home run. A 3-run home run for Luis Matos back in the 2nd inning. Gibbons, then Batista and Surhoff, as the Orioles feature 4, 5, and 6 in their order here in the 8th. In the air to right center field. Kapler moving over back towards the track and onto it to make that catch for out number 1.
Well, Boston Bruins season tickets are on sale now for the 2003-2004 season, and the Bruins want you to be here this season for all the action. Call 617-624-BEAR or log on to bostonbruins.com to get yours today. And I told you I predicted a 3-1 win in the opener against New Jersey.
And I know that's not something you're just throwing out there. You've done a great deal of research getting ready for that first game.
That's correct, then.
Tony Batista, the hitter.
Talked to a lot of those in the know.
We spent a lot of time talking to NHL scouts during the offseason so that you are informed.
Also this year I purchased that Bob Whitelaw scouting book for hockey.
Oh yeah, I know the one.
Sounds like the inside gave me the inside information.
Batista sends it foul down the left field line, backing out of play. 1-2.
That book on hockey is really like kind of the Bill James stuff on baseball.
Yes, but hockey.
Right.
Yeah. Lined out of the reach of Garciaparra into left center field. And Tony Batista aboard with one out here in the 8th.
First baseman, number 17.
Tony Batista picks up his second hit, 2 for 4 in this ball game. Both balls been hit pretty hard this inning. Certainly the one by Gibbons that ran Kapler back to the warning track. Now Batista picks up the base hit past the dive of Garciaparra.
One out, one on. Here's B.J. Surhoff, who singled in the 4th inning. Well, for the 4th consecutive season, the Red Sox have set a new franchise record in attendance with tonight's 33,723, the single season attendance record. Overall, 2,655,029. And more games left. The Red Sox, of course, 2 more against these Baltimore Orioles tomorrow night and on Thursday night. Bronson Arroyo had been up earlier. He's back up again in the Red Sox bullpen. And a strike on the corner. And it's 1-2 to B.J. Surhoff. And Scott Sauerbeck would love to have a couple of good consistent outings here at the tail end of the regular season. And certainly he has been disappointed with the way things have worked out since coming to the Red Sox. Chop to first. Millar backing up. He's got it, trying to get the lead runner. He does. Able to throw out Tony Batista. Very difficult play with the runner in front of him, but he gets the job done. 2 down.
Yeah, that took some courage to make that play. Generally, when you see a first baseman have to back up and jump to make a play on a high bounce, he'll generally take the easy out at first base, but he also had himself clear to that runner. Makes a good throw to Garciaparra, and they still get Batista at second. So very important here in the 8th inning to cut down that lead run and keep it out of scoring position. Millar's played a good first base. He's only made 5 errors on the season. That was a big concern. Remember in spring training, you know, what kind of defense were you going to get at that position? And Millar has provided very steady defense at first base.
We saw Shea Hillenbrand there for time at the beginning of the season. David Ortiz. They tried Jeremy Giambi also in spring training, a great deal over at first base. Millar has indeed done a very nice job. 2 down. B.J. Surhoff is at first. And here's Luis Matos, responsible for the Orioles runs. He had a 3-run home run back in the 2nd inning. Since then, he has struck out and grounded out to third base, 1 for 3. Tim Wakefield tonight giving the Red Sox 7 innings, allowing 7 hits, 3 runs. They were earned. He did not walk anyone, and he struck out 4. Grabs the inside corner that time, and it's 2-1. Cat and mouse going on here as Sauerbeck had stepped off. Now Matos backs out. Down and in that time, and he falls behind 3-1. Sauerbeck has allowed 11 earned runs on 11 hits in his last 14 outings. 9 innings pitched. After allowing just 6 hits in his previous 16 appearances combined. Chris had that tough outing in Cleveland, allowing 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 walks. And he walks Matos here with 2 down in the inning, and that'll put a runner into scoring position as B.J. Surhoff will move up to second base on the walk to Matos. We do have the left-handed hitting Jack Cust coming up.
Number 39, Jack Cust.
That is just the first walk given up tonight by Red Sox pitching, as Wakefield in his 7 innings of work tonight did not walk anyone. Well, Jack Cust, who's been on base 3 times tonight, reached on a 2-base error in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, and doubled in the 6th inning.
Only 5 at bats for Cust against left-handed pitching, but he does have 2 hits against lefties.
Sauerbeck staying away from him, and he's fallen behind 2-0. Rick Fordyce on deck. Bronson Arroyo in the Red Sox bullpen continuing to warm. That's in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. There's the times that Sauerbeck has had trouble harnessing the breaking ball. That one's in there, and it's 2-2.
One thing you certainly know as a hitter, when you face him, you're going to get the majority of the pitches as the curveball. Now with 2 strikes, Mirabelli wants to make sure he's on the same page with Sauerbeck, especially that man at second base.
Surhoff at second, Matos at first, 2 down here in the top half of the 8th inning. The 2-2. Doesn't chase, and it's a full count.
Runners will be off on the 3-2 count. Much easier to score on any kind of base hit.
Gus swings away and fouls it back into the seats on the left side.
Boy, he hung in there on that one, didn't he? It looked like Cuss was back on his heels on that curveball, but still able to foul it off and give himself another chance. Curveball thrown at him. Look at the legs buckle and still fouls it off. Normally when that happens, you don't see any contact. That's about as ugly a swing as you're going to see, but he does get another chance.
Hey, He struck him out. Big strikeout for Scott Sauerbeck. The Orioles strand 2. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Baltimore on top 3-2. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park as we head to the last half of the 8th inning. But before we do, let's check out the game summary in this one. The Red Sox trailing by a run. Luis Matos with a 3-run home run back in the 2nd inning. Walker and Ortiz have the Red Sox RBIs, and the Red Sox 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight. Tim Wakefield is on the hook. 7 innings, giving up 3 runs, 7 hits. Didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 4. Eric DeBois pitched very well tonight, keeping the Red Sox to just 2 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned in his 5 innings of work. And since he left, he turned it over to John Parrish, a left-handed pitcher, has done a very good job also. He has faced 7 Red Sox hitters, and after a leadoff base hit, retired 6 in a row. And he is back out there for the bottom half of the 8th inning, and he's got to deal with Manny Ramirez to get things started here in the last of the 8th. Manny has been intentionally walked twice tonight. And he has also grounded into a fielder's choice. Parrish faces Ramirez, then Ortiz and Millar. There is double-barreled action in the Orioles bullpen. It's like a pair of right-handers up in the O's pen.
And because of Ramirez leading off this inning, I almost expected to see a right-hander to start this inning. But Parrish has pitched very well, and he starts the 8th.
Ball's behind 2-1. Hector Carrasco is with the Red Sox a short time, and of course the Orioles closer Jorge Julio. Up and away, and Ramirez ahead in the count, 3-1.
Manny looking down for a sign. I think the only sign that would be given to him is if you get one in your spot, make it a 3-3 game.
Ramirez with a big swing and a miss, and a full count now. David Ortiz waiting on deck, then Kevin Millar expected here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Sox have been held to just 3 hits tonight between Eric DeBois and John Parrish. And he lines one, a fair ball down the right field line. Kicks off the boxes. Gibbons up with it. Manny takes a wide turn, but will retreat to the bag at first and has to dive back to the bag at first as he took a little bit of a tumble coming around first. And then went back in head first to the bag at first.
Now he was thinking too. He was going hard all the way down that first base line, but it got a beautiful bounce off the wall to Jay Gibbons, and Manny had to put the brakes on. Line shot quickly past B.J. Surhoff. Now watch the bounce off the stands. Perfect out to Jay Gibbons, and that's going to make Manny stay at first base. And it's a good thing he did. Is that Jackson at first or Adrian? That's Adrian Brown.
Adrian Brown taking over at first base. David Ortiz stands in, sends one towards center field. Back goes Matos. It'll take him to the base of the warning track, but he retrieves it. And back to the bag at first goes Adrian Brown. Ortiz gives it a ride, but it dies out there in dead center field.
First pitch swinging for David Ortiz. Straight away center field, but not enough. So Matos come in earlier in the ball game, this time going back almost to the warning track to make the play.
That'll be next, but first out to the mound is Fordyce to talk to Parrish. The Orioles with 2 right-handers up in the pen, Carrasco and Julio. Fordyce looking into the dugout as he heads back in behind the dish and just wanted to give them some more time, as this will now bring Hargrove from the dugout.
The question is, will he go to his closer here with 1 out in the 8th inning?
Well, the lead runner on, and Manny Ramirez when he singled down the right field line. Adrian Brown running for him. Ortiz has flied to center field, so 1 out in the inning. And the potential tying run at first base. A long conversation here for Hargrove as Ron Culpa, the home plate umpire, arrives on the scene. And they will make the pitching change, it appears here, as leaving will be John Parrish. So the Orioles have gotten great pitching tonight, both from their starter and their first reliever. We'll see another one when we come back. Parrish, the middleman of the 3 arms used tonight by the Orioles. He goes 2 1/3 innings, giving up just 2 hits. Responsible for Adrian Brown as at first with 1 out, and he turns things over to the Orioles closer, who looks to get 5 outs tonight.
30
Julio.
Yeah, 35 saves done for Julio and 42 opportunities. Through 62 games he's been in, a record of 0-7. 48 strikeouts in 59 innings, along with 33 walks. Opponents hitting .252 off Julio.
Well, he will first face Kevin Millar striding to the plate. Millar this season with men on base has hit at .310. Speedy Adrian Brown at first base, held on over there by DJ Surhoff with 1 out here in the last half of the 8th inning. Jorge Julio, still just 24 years of age, from Caracas, Venezuela. Very hard throwing right-hander.
98 miles an hour with that first fastball to Kevin Millar. Fastball slider basically from Julio.
Into the Orioles from the Montreal Expos, December 22nd of 2000. In exchange for third baseman Ryan Miner. There goes Brown at first. Millar swings and misses, and Brown into second base. And a great jump.
Got a great jump and got a great pitch to go on. Got the breaking ball from Julio, and no contest, not even a throw by Brooke Fordyce. So speed again late in the game. We saw Damian Jackson earlier in the season do this an awful lot. Pick up a steal in a close ball game. Now it's Adrian Brown. That's a weapon the Red Sox have not had in a long time. Bench player who could run, pick up a bag, you know, late in the game.
43 thefts in his major league career. Millar swings at the 1-1. It is a foul ball. Started fair and just kept going foul. And just fouled down that left field line. Red Sox with the potential tying run in scoring position with 1 out here in the last half of the 8th inning. Fouled off the right side. It's still 1-2 as Millar protects the plate. Last year, Julio leading major league rookies with 25 saves, as he appeared in 67 games overall last year with the Orioles, a 1.99 earned run average. There goes Brown for third. A double punt for Fordyce, and he can't get him. Adrian Brown steals third.
Now he's on second base, and he watches a couple of pitches from Julio. He sees, he times the looks, and then he also sees the fact that he's got the big high leg kick. Takes off the third base, and again, no contest. Fordyce had some trouble getting that ball, digging it out of the glove. Had to bounce to the third base, and Brown steals second, now third, and the Orioles have to bring the infield in.
So now the potential tying run 90 feet away with one out. A count of 2-2 to Kevin Millar. The Orioles do indeed bring that infield right up to the lip of the grass. And that'll bring 33,723 to their feet. In the dirt, and a full count now to Millar. Fordyce able to box it down. Now the payoff pitch. Millar strikes out. Big strikeout for Jorge Julio. And there are 2 outs, and that Orioles infield can now back up.
After the line drive that went foul, there's no way Julio was going to throw Millar another fastball. All breaking pitches, and on the 3-2 count, picks up the strikeout on the slider.
Adrian Brown 90 feet away with now 2 outs. Bill Miller 0 for 3 tonight as he stands in. That one almost got away. Fordyce lunging to his left. This is the first time tonight Miller has had the opportunity to bat from the left side, as the Orioles have used 2 left-handers tonight until Julio came into the game. The first right-hander they have used tonight. No, 342 from this side. 298 from the right.
Trot Nixon has come out on deck to hit for Gabe Kapler if Miller can extend this inning.
Miller sends it to center. Matos going back, still going, but he makes the catch. Able to turn around at the last second, back on the warning track to reel it in, and the Red Sox lead the tying run at third. We head to the ninth, 3-2 Baltimore. Red Sox have Adrian Brown take over in left field after he pinch ran last inning for Manny Ramirez. Takes over in left, and the Red Sox use their third pitcher of the night, Bronson Arroyo.
Arroyo making his 4th appearance in a Red Sox uniform. He's worked 9 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits and 3 earned runs, a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts, opponents hitting .206.
Fordyce the hitter, and he fouls that one off to even the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss, fooled Fordyce, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Arroyo makes quick work of Brooke Fordyce. Strikes him out to begin the ninth.
Now, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In addition, the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox.
One down here in the 9th inning. Brian Roberts coming up. 0 for 4 in the game tonight from the top spot in the Orioles order. Well, Adrian Brown, the first Red Sox player to pinch run and to steal 2 bases in 1 inning. As he does it here tonight in the last half of the 8th inning. 30 players overall have done it. The last player to do it, Sammy Sosa, did it as a member of the Chicago White Sox back in 1990.
A long time ago.
Certainly has. Well, the fact that only 30 players have ever done it is amazing. And Adrian Brown, the first in Red Sox history. So he's not been a member of the Red Sox very long, but he's got his name in the history books. Well, the 0-2 to Brian Roberts. Out towards Adrian Brown in left center field. He's on the run, but he won't have a chance at that one, as it comes off the wall in a hop. And standing at second base with his first hit of the night is Brian Roberts. A 1-out double in the 9th.
Brian Roberts, the switch hitter, was batting right-handed against Wakefield. 0 for 4. Now he switches around to the left side against Arroyo and picks up the double. He'll go to the wall, the base of the wall out there in left field.
Jerry Hairston.
22nd double of the year for Brian Roberts. The Orioles leadoff hitter getting a hit for the first time tonight. And it'll bring up Jerry Hairston, who also was 0 for 4 tonight, coming into this at bat. The Orioles are out hitting the Red Sox 9-4 tonight. The starter Eric DuBose went 5 innings. He gave up 2 hits to the Red Sox. Then John Parrish, the lefty, came in. And in 2 1/3 innings, he gave up 2 hits to the Red Sox. So only 4 tonight. In center field, Damon moving in. 2 down.
Left fielder, number 3, Larry Bigby.
So 2 outs. Roberts in scoring position at second. And it'll bring up Larry Bigby. Red Sox scheduled to have Kapler, Marabelli, and Damon bat in the 9th. Kapler was going to be pinch hit for by Trot Nixon in the 8th if the inning had continued, but Kapler stays in the game in right field. As we never did get to that spot. Interesting to see if Nixon comes on to lead off as a pinch hitter next in the bottom half of this inning.
Yeah, we'll probably see Nixon, Veritek, and Damon, I would imagine, in the 9th inning.
Out to the mound goes Marabelli to talk to Arroyo. And Bronson Arroyo certainly trying to make his way onto the postseason roster. And of course, the Red Sox still have not made the postseason officially yet, but certainly heading in that direction. And Bronson Arroyo has pitched well here since being called up from the Pawtucket Red Sox. Going to make some of these decisions very hard. Grady Little and company. Now has fallen behind Bigby 3-0. They will now just put him on with first base open.
And we'll see if Embry comes in to pitch to Gibbons. Embry has been throwing out in that Red Sox bullpen.
Right fielder, number 25, Jay Gibbons.
So Gibbons introduced. He stands in on the left side as Arroyo will face him here with runners at first and second and 2 down. Gibbons tonight with a hit back in the second inning. 1 for 4 tonight. He came around to score. The Orioles getting all their runs in one inning. And a 3-run home run by Luis Matos back in the second. And there for a strike, and it evens the count at 1-1.
I think that's one that Gibbons would like to have back again. That was a bit of a hanger right there.
Sends this foul down the right field line, and Arroyo ahead of him 1-2. Red Sox tonight have used Tim Wakefield for 7 innings, giving up the 3 runs that the Orioles currently have. Scott Sauerbeck went an inning, giving up a hit. A walk, and he had a strikeout. And Bronson Arroyo working the top half of the 9th inning, trying to preserve this 1-run deficit for the Red Sox. Roberts at second, Bigby at first, 2 down. Line to right, and that's in there for a base hit. Brian Roberts coming around from second base, and the Orioles obtained some insurance. Now they're going to try to get another one in, and they will indeed. Kapler had trouble with it out there in right field. After the first run comes in, another scores as well, as Bigby coming in all the way from first base. And the Orioles grab some insurance. 2 more runs. They lead it 5-2.
Well, he got away with one hanger that Gibbons took for a strike, but he didn't get away with the second one. The same pitch up above the belt, just below the lettuce, hooks it for the base hit, and then the bobble right here by Kapler. That's going to allow another run to come in. So huge difference here. The Orioles will take at least a 3-run lead into the 9th inning.
And now here's Tony Batista. They ruled out a single, a run batted in. The error by Kapler and right allows the second run to score. This is popped up down the first base line. Millard looking it back into the crowd. Batista grounds it on 2 hops to third. Bill Miller deep third. The high throw. Millard coming off the bag and applying the tag. Well, the Orioles come up with 2 on the top of the 9th. They lead it 5-2. Well, some defensive changes for the Orioles as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Davy Cruz takes over at shortstop. Ryan Roberts goes from shortstop to second base. Hairston comes out of the game for the Orioles. Trot Nixon, the pinch hitter, as we head to the bottom of the 9th. The task now taller for the Red Sox, who trail by 3 runs as they head into the bottom of the 9th inning. Nixon taking over for Kapler, who had been 0 for 3 tonight. Red Sox held to just 4 hits tonight by Orioles pitching. Julio came on and retired both Millar and Miller to end last inning. So trying to get 5 outs here for the save for Jorge Julio. Again, and it's 3-1 to Nixon. Red Sox need some base runners here. Jason Varitek has come out on deck for the Red Sox. He will bat in Doug Mirabelli's spot. And on the hands, Nixon pops it up to short left. Out goes Cruz to reel it in for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, the Red Sox to this point in the game held to 4 base hits by DuBose, Parrish, and now Julio.
Jason Varitek will pinch hit for Doug Mirabelli. Mirabelli tonight was on base twice, walking and grounding out to third base. 2 walks and a ground out. And Jason Varitek bats with 1 out here in the last half of the 9th inning.
What a difference, too, for the Orioles to come out here with a 3-run lead instead of the 3-2 ball game. Obviously, everybody more relaxed. Mike Hargrove's so relaxed he's having a conversation with some of the players in the dugout.
Strike to Varitek, and it evens the count at 1-1. Jason has kind of struggled lately over the last 11 games. Varitek 7 for his last 36, hitting at 194 over the last 11 games. He was 0 for 4 here last night. Foul off the left side. That'll even the count now at 2-2. Jorge Julio trying to get his 36th save of the season as he comes into this outing with 35 under his belt. Yeah, again, you got to go back to last inning when the Red Sox had a base runner at third with 1 out in the inning and could not get him in to tie the score. As Varitek cues this one foul.
Quite a few things in this game. You know, a few opportunities missed. The decision to keep the right-hander Arroyo in there facing Gibbons, and Gibbons ends up with the base hit.
I wonder how long Embry had been up in that instance. I did not notice if he had been up for very long.
Well, you'd think the reason he was up was for that reason, for the left-handers.
This is grounded through the left side into left field for a base hit. Red Sox needing a base runner. They have one in Jason Varitek. They need some more here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Just the 5th hit of the night for Boston.
Jason Varitek gets the low fastball and shoots it between shortstop and third base for the base hit, the 5th of the night for the Red Sox.
The Red Sox have been 0 for 11. Runners in scoring position. There is Johnny Damon with a runner at first and 1 out. Johnny reached in the 5th on a walk. He's 0 for 3 tonight, striking out twice tonight against the Orioles starter Eric DuBose. This one gets away from Fordyce, and Varitek will move up.
Little different feeling right now if it was still a 3-2 ball game with the man in scoring position. Still some wiggle room for the Orioles.
They charge Fordyce with a pass ball. Damon sliced it foul off the left side. It's now 1-2. On deck, Nomar Garciaparra, 1 out here in the last of the 9th inning. Red Sox down 5-2. Seattle at Anaheim tonight. Garcia against Shields in that action at Edison Field in Anaheim. Foul off the left side. Still 1-2. Red Sox beginning the night 2.5 games ahead of the Seattle Mariners in the wild card race. Damon chops it right side. Roberts out to the outfield grass. The throw to first in time to get Damon. And there's 2 down in the ninth with the ground ball to the right side. Varitek on to third.
Well, Roberts took the gamble of backing up and going on the outfield grass to make this play against a very fast runner, and he just does beat Johnny Damon at first base. No panic in Roberts, just makes the play. Good accurate throw, and they get Damon.
And here is Nomar Garciaparra with 2 down in the ninth. Nomar's hit tonight came in the 3rd inning, a double. Leo works him inside. And 98 miles per hour from Jorge Julio. He's given up just 1 hit since coming on. The base hit to Varitek with 1 out in this inning. Jason now at third with 2 down. This one will get by Fordyce. Varitek does not move off third. It remains there as that one got away from Fordyce quickly back to the backstop.
Now, unless you're 100% sure, no point in going. You're down by 3 runs. I mean, it doesn't make any difference at all. If there's any hesitation at all, stay home. It looks bad because the ball got all the way back to the backstop, but right there, Varitek probably lost sight of it. Once you do that, that run right now means nothing.
Nomar fouls it off the right side. It's now 2-1. His first swing at Jorge Julio, who had fallen behind Garciaparra 2-0. Wakefield set up pretty deep here for the Orioles. They are straight away on Garciaparra.
Gibbons very deep in right field.
Three and 1 now to Garciaparra. Todd Walker waits on deck. Fordyce has had some problems this inning with Jorge Julio. Julio has thrown 30 pitches since coming into the game. And this one is ball 4. And the Red Sox will bring the potential tying run to the plate here with 2 down in the ninth. So they have a chance. Varitek at third, Garciaparra at first, 2 down. Todd Walker coming to the plate.
B.J. Sherhoff telling his pitcher he's going to play behind Garciaparra because, again, that run is not the tying run.
Walker had a double back in the first inning and a sacrifice fly in the 5th. Ball 1 to Todd Walker. Julio's been operating in the 96 to 98 mile per hour range. And Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, out to talk to Julio.
Well, it hasn't been pretty. It's been effective so far, but not pretty. You know, he had the strikeout, a big one in the 8th inning. Then Bill Miller hit the ball very hard to straightaway center field, but Matos able to chase it down. A base hit and a walk here in the 9th inning, and that'll make Hargrove take off his hat, scratch his head a little bit.
Well, the Red Sox They've really run into some trouble this season against the Orioles, who have played them very tough all year. Of course, the two teams play 19 times. The series tied at 8 wins apiece coming into tonight's action. And the Orioles right now on top 5-2. Varitek at third, Garcia Parra at first, Todd Walker with a count of 1-0.
One thing to remember too is Manny Ramirez is out of this game.
There's a strike, and it evens up at 1-1. 86 that time from Julio. Moving on deck is Manny Spot. Adrian Brown on deck, took over for Ramirez as a pinch runner. There goes Garcia Parra at first as ball 2 comes in. Nomar up to second on the defensive indifference.
You gotta give it to you. You gotta take it. Stay away from the possible force play at second base to end the ball game. Infield is gonna get it out, make him go across the diamond.
Ball 3 to Todd Walker. Riley will get on the phone. Orioles have not had anybody warming up behind their closer, Julio. You might hear in a moment. 3-1 to Walker. On the ground, foul outside of first, and it's a full count now to Walker. B.J. Ryan, the hard-throwing left-hander, up. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the last of the ninth. Walker sends it to right field. Gibbons heading back towards the warning track. It's gone! A 3-run home run for Todd Walker. He's tied the score at 5.
Todd Walker had a good swing on the 3-1 count, a better swing on the 3-2, a low fastball, knee high. Walker hoping he gets out of the ballpark. It does, and we're all tied up.
Back at Fenway Park, the 3-run home run for Todd Walker to tie the score at 5 here as we head to the 10th inning. The Red Sox with some defensive changes. Nixon had hit for Kapler. He takes over for Kapler in right field. Teresa Varitek had pinch hit for Marabelli, and he is now behind the dish doing the catching. The Red Sox will employ their 4th pitcher of the night as Byung-Hyun Kim comes into the game.
Kim picked up his 16th save last night against the Orioles, pitching an inning in that ball game. Overall, his 48th appearance of the season.
Kim taking over for Arroyo. 1 inning, giving up the 2 additional runs that the Orioles had in the top half of the 9th inning. B.J. Surhoff to lead it off here in the 10th. Kim, who has looked like a different man ever since Friday night when being lifted from the game after hitting 2 batters with 2 outs. Pitched well in the final game of the series in Cleveland, and here again last night to notch another save for the Red Sox. Almost angrily in some ways after that outing on Friday night in Cleveland. One on the hands, popped up, foul off third. Bill Miller moving over, but it's back into the seats. And behind the Orioles dugout, it's 1-2. Foul ball off the left side. After Surhoff, Luis Matos, who hit the 3-run home run for the Orioles back in the second inning, waits on deck. Then Jack Cust, the DH, the scheduled hitter, as Kim works to 6, 7, and 8 for the Orioles here in the 10th. Little looper into right field. Nixon moving in. They'll handle it for out number 1.
Well, Todd Walker with the 2 outs, 2 strikes, extends this ball game with the 3-run home run, his 12th of the season. It's really kind of been the story of this team all season long. Things aren't looking good. An ugly top of the 9th. They fall behind 5-2. It looks like the ball game's over, and all of a sudden Walker with the home run to give the Red Sox another chance.
Well, Luis Matos stands in. Mentioned the 3-run home run for him back in the second. Since then, a strikeout, a groundout, and a walk.
That home run by Walker probably coming just prior to the start of that Seattle game. For those who were hovering around the clubhouse, that probably didn't make them feel real good when they saw that.
And a strike, and it's 2-1. Sliced foul back off the right side, and it evens up at 2-2. It's amazing now with the capabilities of getting all the games that you can, how many different games you can watch in individual clubhouses around the major leagues today. Red Sox often watching all kinds of games prior to their own game, and make sure that the Red Sox are being viewed by the Mariners tonight. And a 2-2. Struck him out. Kim continues to impress, and there's 2 down here on the top of the 10th.
Well, they've kept Matos quiet since the home run back in the second inning. Since that time, a strikeout, ground out, he's walked, and now another strikeout on the slider. Backside wasn't quite into that pitch.
And now ready to deal with the left-handed hitting Jack Cust. Reached on a 2-base error in the second. Since then, singling, doubling, and striking out. Looking ahead to the last half of the 10th inning, David Ortiz, Kevin Millar, and Bill Miller, the expected trio in the bottom of the 10th inning. Orioles have had a right-hander up in the pen. There's Kurt Ainsworth, who is up in the bullpen.
Just recently activated by the Orioles.
On the ground and through into right field. A 2-out single to right for Jack Cust.
Well, they'll probably have a pinch runner, I would imagine, for Cust in this situation. Picks up his 3rd hit of the night.
Number 26, Brock Fordyce.
Here's Brooke Fordyce, who from the number 9 spot is 0 for 4 tonight.
Well, Kim generally a pretty easy guy to steal on, and they got some speed on the bench in Wabone and Raines. But Cust remains in the game at first base.
Given away again, and Kim falling behind 2-0. Kim was able to get Surhoff to fly to right. He struck out Matos, giving up a 2-out single to Jack Custers at first. And ball 3 to Brooke Fordyce. On deck, the top of the order, Brian Roberts. Fordyce taking all the way and taking a strike. Wakefield, Sauerbeck, Arroyo, and now Yun Kim. Kim working the 10th. Fordyce late on the cut, and it's a full count.
Huritek giving a signal to his outfield. There's nothing over your head with that man off at first base. Back up a few steps.
Runner at first will be off. 3-2. Fouled off by Fordyce, who stays alive. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 10th inning, tied at 5. On the ground to Walker at second base, to Millar. We head to the bottom half of the 10th, tied at 5.
Back at Fenway, we go to the bottom of the 10th. We're all tied at 5. We'll set sail for an unforgettable week with Grady Little, Louis Tiant, Don Orsillo, Adam Jupiter, and selected Red Sox players as the Red Sox cruise January 18th to the 25th aboard Celebrity Cruise Line Millennium. Departing from Fort Lauderdale with stops in Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, and the Bahamas. For more information, call 1-800-421-0650.
Well, after Jorge Julio relinquished a 3-run lead, the Red Sox tying it up 5-5. The Orioles will move to their 4th pitcher of the game for the bottom of the 10th, Kurt Ainsworth.
Just activated last Friday from the disabled list, was on the DL since back on June the 3rd with a stress fracture in his right shoulder. He was acquired by the Orioles from San Francisco, involved in that Sidney Ponson deal. Number 1 pick back in '99, attended LSU.
He was the Giants' first-round pick, 24th overall, 1999 out of LSU. David Ortiz to lead it off here in the bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 5. And Ortiz takes strike 1. David looking for his first hit of the night. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and was given credit for an RBI, his 97th run batted in of the season. This one bounces its way in and evens the count at 1-1. And the Orioles obtaining Kurt Ainsworth and left-handed pitcher we've seen this season, Damian Moss, for Sidney Ponson at the trade deadline. Two and 1 to Ortiz. Ortiz, Millar, and Miller expected here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Ortiz lifts it in the air to deep left field. Looking up, it is gone! Red Sox win 6-5. Walk-off home run for David Ortiz on a magical night at Fenway.
Well, Don, one of the better ball games of the season, without doubt. I mean, it looked like an L for the Red Sox. It had L written all over it. Todd Walker with the big home run with 2 outs and 2 strikes to tie the ball game. Red Sox get one more chance to hit, and David Ortiz doesn't waste any time. Opposite field again for Ortiz.
His 29th of the year.
Takes that outside pitch and like he's done all season long. He knows it. As soon as he got it, he knows it. What an incredible finish at Fenway Park tonight for this edition of the Boston Red Sox.
The Red Sox coming back to win this one 6-5. An unbelievable victory tonight at Fenway Park. The Red Sox get their 93rd victory of the season. And there have been so many of these this season, but this one coming very late in the campaign. Game number 157. And the Red Sox one step closer to the postseason.